Hi, and thanks for stopping by. It's nice to see you again in a virtual kind of way. I had a recent conversation with somebody, and they asked me a very interesting question. They knew that I had a history of domestic violence and that I had survived it, and because they met me so many years after I had left my abuser, they were perplexed as to how I ever let it happen. Of course, I explained to them I wasn't that person back then and a whole bunch of other things, but as the conversation went on, they asked me something that I really found interesting. When do you stop being a victim? And I really had to think about that. I mean, being a victim of that kind of abuse is part and parcel with who I am today. I wouldn't have some of the skills that I have were it not for that horrendous experience. I wouldn't have grown the kind of coping mechanisms and empathy had it not been for those experiences. But I don't think of myself as a victim anymore because anyone who gets in my way just better watch out. That's when the Brooklyn comes out, and I'm telling you, I ain't going to put up with any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying at you? I know you do. I mean, the reality is it all becomes interwoven with who you are. I don't like to play the victim card. Oh, please pity me. I was abused. I don't know what I'm doing. No. Maybe that was a coping skill 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but not today. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I live to tell the tale. And statistically, that's really important. That's big news. I'm here. I'm recording this. I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing the journey of coming back to finding out, who am I really? Because I survived. Am I thriving? That was the next question. Well, I mean, I pay most of my bills most of the time in full. And there's some that not so much, but who doesn't have that problem today unless they're part of the very elite rich? I mean, the reality is yes, I am thriving. I'm living in a lovely home that I'm renting. I have a job. I actually have several jobs where I'm valued, and I'm one of the few people I know that actually gets to use their doctoral degree on a daily basis. That's pretty cool. I've got a wonderful family. I mean, yes, there are days I want to murder my children, but tell me a parent who doesn't at some point. But the reality is we are the Three Musketeers. We did come through all of this together. We do support each other in ways that are unique and wonderful and wholesome and loving. But did I ever stop really being the victim? And if I'm really being truthful with myself, no. I don't think you really ever stop. I think it's like thinking the little girl in me that used to play with her dolls and her stuffed animals and sing to them late at night. I may not do those things, but she's still a part of who I am today. We are, and I say it so often, we are the sum total of our past and the promise of our future. And I promise myself a future of doing my best to survive and thrive. And if the stars align and the gods are right and good and just, maybe helping a few people along their journey. I don't know. I don't think of myself as some sort of great leader, like I'm going to speak and all of a sudden throngs of people will show up and say, show me how you did it. No. All I want to do is share. I just want to share who I am and how those horrendous experiences did shape me, did make me who I am today. But I want to believe that I'm a better person than I was when I was living under the threat of violence. I want to believe that my surviving and beating the odds and getting out and being able to provide my children with a stable home environment and not living in a van and wondering where our next meal would come from, that those were all positive steps and demonstrate some kind of internal fortitude that I believe my parents gave me. They gave me those tools. When does a victim stop being a victim? I think you stop being a victim the minute that you can admit to yourself that being a victim was not the worst possible fate in the world. Because if you can admit it to yourself, what you're really saying is, I survived. And if you survived, then you're a survivor. And that's ever so much better than being the victim. See you next time.